Hi there, and good evening to you all. And I'm sure there'll be a few of you dropping on in a few moments. You will be pleased to know I am using some of my gadgets tonight, so I'm on my phone. So I hope that you can hear me and see me and that it looks clear and sounds clear, and it would be good to get some thumbs up or hearts from anybody that joins just to let me know that all is good. And I'll wait for a couple of, sorry, that's me. Look, I'm fidgeting with things already. So a couple of things to note that I want to point out at the start of this live tonight. And I want you to comment on them either live or on replay for me, please. Is that, A, look how I've shown up tonight. I have just had lashes and brows done. So I look more human than I normally do. The hair is still windswept as always because of dog walks, but I decided to show up looking a bit tweaked tonight. So that's what you've got tonight, and I'm hoping this is coming through okay because I'm on my phone, not on my laptop. So for those of you that don't know me, that are joining me either live or on replay, I am Mandy Nicholson, and I am a women's creative genius consultant and the founder of the Violetauraart Creative Development Mentorship Program, which is my signature program, which went live on Boxing Day. I already have clients on that program prior to even launching. Now, I can't see if anybody has joined me. I can see there are people there, but on my phone I can see nothing. So I'm really sorry if I'm not responding to you, but I can't see anything. If you type something in the comments, I might be able to see it. So yeah, I am a women's creative genius consultant. My signature program, Creative Development Mentorship Program, which is a 12-month program, and I help creative women create wealth from their area of genius. Something that's not usually associated, creative women and wealth. Well, I'm here to change that. And what you will need if you are on this live tonight, and even if you are watching it on replay, is a pen and paper, possibly a drink, because you're going to be here for a while. Because what I am doing tonight is I am going to be helping you to come up with an action plan of how you are going to, I'm just checking that this is coming through okay, how you are going to double your turnover in 8 weeks. And that is possible. There are no gimmicks. There are no shiny objects in this live. Definitely no gimmicks. So I'm just checking. Bear with me because I'm just checking the technology right now and making sure that this live, if somebody is there, please let me know. Because I can't actually see whether this has gone live. It's okay. It seems to have. So I'm going to go with it now. So you're going to need a pen and a paper tonight because you're going to want to write some of this down. And if you don't write some of this down, you are going to be kicking yourself because this is going to create actions for you this evening. But I want to start on quite a light note. But I want to start by setting some rules. This is a no excuses live training tonight. And I mean no excuses. If you are here and if you want to change things, hi Trust, then I don't want to hear any I can'ts, I won'ts, or I don'ts, okay? And the reason is this, because I am here tonight, despite the fact that I have spent the day at the Freeman Hospital with my husband, because he's sick. I've then taken him to dialysis. I have then gone from there to have my eyelashes and eyebrows done. Thank you, Tracy, if you're writing it all down, gold star to you. And then I've come back from eyelashes and eyebrows, picked my husband up from dialysis, come home, made tea, and I am here at 7 p.m. on time, despite having all of that happen in my day-to-day. So I don't want to hear any excuses this evening from anybody. But I want to share a real positive to start the evening. I wanted to share, and I'm blatantly stolen this, some of these things in this training tonight from my coach, because do you know what? Why wouldn't I? Because all content and all ideas are not new. And actually, even what my coach uses, they're not new. They are taken from other people and made her way. And that's what I wanted to do tonight. I was going to do most of this anyway, and I've just tweaked a few things, having watched a couple of her trainings over the last few days. So first thing I want to do tonight is share my highlight of the week from last week. And this is one that actually really touched my heart in a big way. And it's to do with business. I had a lady that asked for testimonials on my group, Creative Abundant Women. Some of you will be on there. If you're not, join. And I'm going to give you the joining instructions for everything and why in a minute. But on my group, Creative Abundant Women, one of the ladies on there had asked for testimonials. Now, I'm working with Kerry at the moment, so I obviously asked Kerry to do a current, up-to-date testimonial. And then I went, okay, there's thousands of people I could ask for testimonials, but I'm going to pick 4 ladies who I think I've impacted on recently. So I just tagged them in the post and said, ladies, would you do a testimonial? And literally, one by one, bang, 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 they came back within a few hours with a really good, positive, but very truthful testimonial about how it was to work with me, which I found humbling, but absolutely amazing for people to be saying those positive things about me when I am just really little old me doing what I do. So that was a real positive, my highlight of last week. And it would be great if you can share, think about it, your highlights of last week. That would be fantastic. Now, there are 2 words I want you to write down, because I'm going to bring you into these throughout this training tonight, okay? And the first one is WIFM. W-I-F-M, WIFM. Okay, write that down. I'll tell you what it means in a minute. And the second one is money language. Money language. I'm going to be using both of these tonight right throughout this training, and you'll understand why. It's going to evolve, right? And these are some of the rules for this training session on how to double your turnover in 8 weeks. So WIFM means what's in it for me. All right, I want you to remember that. And money language means exactly that, the language of money. And you're going to understand why those 2 things are really important by the end of this training. So as we're coming into this new year, and what this training is going to be structured like is I'm just going to talk to you about a few things that I've reflected on going into 2020 and why I've reflected on them. I'm going to bring you back to WIFM and money language right throughout this. So watch out for the connections as we go, because this is why you need your pen and piece of paper. So over the last couple of weeks, since launching my business on Boxing Day, I've reflected over 2019, I've reviewed it and projected where I'm going in 2020. And sometimes you have to stop and look. And I've had a day of doing that today. I've been at the hospital, and I often use that as downtime to reflect really deeply on where I've come from and to. And that's really important time. And what I've achieved. Sometimes you've got to clear your mind in order to grow, and that's something that I always get to do when I'm sitting at the hospital, waiting for results and waiting for Gary. But the big thing I want to say, and the start of this training, is that 2020 is going to be exactly the same as 2019 for you, or 2018 or 2017, unless you do something different. So it's really important that during this training you take notes and you make some decisions as we go. So I thought about when I was reflecting 10 years ago, and be warned because I have props tonight. So I've got notes. I don't normally have notes. I've got notes tonight so I don't miss anything, because it's really important to help you tonight. That's why I'm here. I've also got props to the left of me, to the right of me, behind of me, everywhere. So it's going to be interactive this evening. And I thought about 10 years ago and just how bad things were for me and where I was, and how hard I've worked in the last 10 years to make things different and to make change happen. And I think that's really important. So this is the first thing I'm going to hold up here, one of my props. 10 years ago, I lost everything, absolutely everything. And you've heard me, if you've been watching me, you've heard me say this before, I lost everything. And I went from having a 6-figure salary job to losing absolutely everything and ending up with £30 in my bank and my crappy car, my little Suzuki Swift, living in my council house with nothing. Yeah. But in losing everything, I found everything. So this is the first thing I'm going to use now. And I've written a book about it last year. Right? This is my book, The Life I Won. I wrote that and published it last year. And this is one of the first lessons I want to get you tonight, to learn tonight. And as we go through, you'll understand why. Because I'm going to link back to it later. So that's my book, tells you all about my story of how I lost everything. And what I did there was really bad. And I'm going to ask you to think about that later. I'm going to go back to it. Remind me if I don't. Okay, so I worked 10 years ago, worked my ass off to get my feet back on the ground running and start to turn my life around. Okay, the year after that, I worked a little bit less for the same. The year after that, I worked a little bit less for more because I was starting to put a strategy together and a plan together of how I could change my life. So when I'm telling you tonight that you can double your turnover in 8 weeks, I know you can. I've done this several times, if not more, over the last 10 years. I feel very qualified to be talking to you tonight about this. I had nothing. And I'm going to tell you what changes I had later on. I've had 3 successful businesses in the last 10 years. 3. And I created a blueprint throughout those businesses that worked every time. So I know how to increase sales. I did it as a store manager. So if you're looking for pedigree, it's there. But at the beginning of 2019, I decided I wanted to create the one. Yeah, I wanted to create the one, the business that aligns with my heart and my talents, the one where I help to change the lives and wealth of creative women in business, just like you. I take these women from struggle to limitless money to create their perfect life. That's what I do in this business, and last year I decided to do that. I recognised that how I felt was just as important, if not more important, than my financial targets. And if not more, it's very easy to write down financial targets, but actually it's not so easy to write down how you feel. And I know what you're going to say, get to the point, Mandy, and get on with it and tell me the bits that I should be noticing. I'm going to tell you in a minute. So what I do now is I include how I feel in all of my planning, and I'm going to share all of that with you tonight and how it all connects, and this is going to help you. So what I'm going to share with you is 4 top tips, but I'm going to link them back to WIFM and money language along the way. So watch out for the links. Okay, so my number 1 top tip, you're going to roll your eyes in your head when I tell you this one, honestly. My number 1 top tip in doubling your turnover in 8 weeks, as a minimum, by the way, and as a minimum, is to set goals. So now you're going, oh my God, I thought she was going to give me something amazing and she's told me what everybody else has been talking about. Yep, absolutely. This is so important. Honestly, people just don't get this. Hi, Gemma. Somebody waving at me there. Goals. Let's talk about goals. What are goals? Goals are a list of things that we want to do. Yeah? But the act of setting goals and linking them to a vision that pulls you forward is a huge thing. And I want to share how big a thing that is for you in business. Now, if you have a business at the minute and you don't have specific goals, and I'm going to tell you how specific in a minute, then shame on you. That's all I can say. The quality of your goals is going to dictate the quality of your business. and the quality of the things that you achieve in life. So I'm going to start by using some of my props here to tell you and talk to you about goals. So here's the first one. I bought myself this nice little leather bound book last year, and look what I wrote in it in big felt tip. Mandy's Big Goal Journal, goals for 2019 and 2020. So the very first goal, and this isn't the first goal, this was a new book. Now I bought this book in September because in September every year I plan the goals for the remainder of the year for me and the goals for the following year. Okay, so the first goal that went in this book in September was this one. Now, I don't know whether you can see that. I'll read it to you. It says 2019, buy new home, cash. Must have 4 large bedrooms, so one can be a studio, large family kitchen diner, attached garage for later conversion, large garden, 3 bathrooms, lots of storage, lots of art and antiques, brand new furniture. That was my specific goal for that year. And as you can see there's a big tick on it, and I've written achieved in the bottom. So that was the remaining goal for 2019 that I still had in September, and I achieved that on the 23rd of October. Now my other goals in this book are very specific. So launch my book, and I'm going to come back to my book. Write the book that tells the story, the backstory of how I lost everything, because if I tell the story of how I lost everything, I can tell the next story in the next book about how I then got to buying my house in cash, which is book 2 coming this year. Okay, so book 1 is available on Amazon. The goal was to launch the book. The specifics are to sell 10,000 copies of that book this year, which will generate for me £25,000 in revenue. I then have actions underneath that of how I'm going to do that. So when I say specific goals, I really, really mean specific. And then my next goal would be to launch my new website and my signature program. And I have a target in my signature program of 25 clients in year 1. I know what 25 clients equates to in money terms. Then any secondary courses I launch, I know how much they are, how many clients I want on each. So goals need to be really specific and also linked to a vision. So I'm going to share with you last year's vision board for me. That's last year's, and in the centre is the house. Again, big tick, because I achieved it. And then I have a feelings vision board there of how I want to feel. So it was important for me that my goals were strategic and measurable, but also that I knew how I wanted to feel. What was it going to feel like when I was in my new house? How was it going to feel as a family? So if you haven't got goals that are that specific, that are broken down into that many specific actions and attached to a bigger vision, you need to revisit your goals. That's step number 1. This is 101. Increase your sales by double. 101. Start with, how good are your goals? How good and how specific are your goals? And you need to be pushing yourself with your goals. So I'm going to do a little exercise with you now. So you're getting all comfortable. I don't want you to be comfortable. I told you this was going to be interactive. I want you to put your hand up, those of you that have set goals. All right, and I want you to put your hand up as high as you want to achieve those goals. So right up to the ceiling. How high do you want to achieve? How much do you want to achieve your goals? Hand up, right up. Now I did steal this from my coach. She used it last week, but I've also seen it by several other people. And there's no shame in using visuals that help. Hand up. How high do you want to achieve your goals? How much do you want them? Okay. How far do you think that went up? How far do you think your hand went up there? Maybe an 8 or 9? Okay. Maybe a 7? How high? How much do you want the goals that you currently have? So what would it take for it to be 10 out of 10? What would it take? So put your hand back up. So stretch it a little bit further and see if you can reach a 10. Can you get a 10 with your arm up? Can you reach the ceiling? I bet you can, because you can always stretch yourself a little bit further. No matter how far you stretch now, you can always stretch a little bit further. So whatever your goals are, A, they need to be specific. B, you need to make sure they are stretching you to your absolute maximum. So what is it exactly that you want to see? So tip number 2 now, we're moving into tip number 2. What specifically do you want to see in the 8 weeks? So what is double your sales? I want you to ask yourself this question. If your sales are currently £2,000 a week and you want to double that to £4,000 a week, what does that look like in terms of number of clients, number of courses, number of products that you need to sell in order to double your turnover? What are the numbers? It's all about numbers. Everything we do is about numbers, because the last activity I asked you to do, I asked you to move from an 8 to a 10. That was about numbers, because you need to be motivated at a level 10 in order to double your sales, if not more. And if you want to 10 times your sales, you need to be at 100 and reaching your hand right through that ceiling to the roof. You are able to do that because you have done it before in your life. Have you ever had something you really, really wanted, desperately wanted, and you got it? Can you remember how it felt to actually get there? So how many clients, how many courses, how many products, what is it you need to double your sales, and where are you now? Out of 10, where are you now? So if I said to you, you can share your numbers on here if you want, write things down, interact with me tonight so that I know that you're there. Where are you now compared to where you want to be in terms of your turnover? Are you at a 5? Are you at a 4? Are you at an 8? I don't know where you are, so I'm just going to keep talking. But if I said to you, if you don't double your sales in the next 8 weeks, I'm going to take the thing that you care about the most away from you. Who do you love the most? What do you love the most? Is it your child? Is it your partner? Is it your brand new car? If you don't double your sales in the next 8 weeks, I'm going to take that off you. I'm going to remove it from you, and you're never having it back because you haven't done what you said you were going to do. So if that person that you loved was teetering on the edge of a cliff and you stood a remote chance of going and rescuing them from certain death, would you do it? So if certain death for you is not taking the turnover that you want to take, then how far are you prepared to stretch yourself? Okay, I'm going to go back to WIFM now, because this is really important here. If I'm asking you to really challenge yourself and push yourself, one thing you've got to do is constantly remind people why they should buy something from you. So I'm going to come back to what I did wrong earlier, okay? Here's my book that I wrote last year. I presented really poorly on purpose on the start of this video. I wrote this book so that I could help people who were feeling like things had got so tough that they couldn't keep going. So this book, if you buy it, will help you with your mindset in thinking that there's always a possibility for things to get better and that you can achieve anything. If you buy this book and spend either £10 or £2.54 on Amazon to purchase it, then I guarantee you will feel better about whatever is going on in your life. So this book is priceless. It's priceless because it will help your mindset. It's really easy to purchase this book for under £10. You can buy it now by clicking the link in the bio attached to this live. In that link, I have created links to everything I'm going to talk about tonight. Okay, so what I did wrong at the start on purpose for you guys, and this is really important to doubling your sales, is I told you I'd written a book. I told you I'd lost everything and I'd rebuilt my life. I didn't tell you where you could buy it, how much it was, and what difference it would make to you. Notice the language that I used. What's in it for me? If you buy this book, you will be blown away by the change in your mindset. You will believe that you can do things. If you buy this book, it could change your life. So therefore, it's priceless. I used money language. What's in it for me? It's going to change your life. It's priceless, money language, and you can buy it on the link that is attached to this live. If you click on that link, there is a link within it to absolutely everywhere, including where you can buy my book. So I'm going to ask you and challenge you guys, because step 3, point 3 here, number 3 in doubling your turnover in 8 weeks is visibility and how you are speaking to the people that could potentially buy from you. Now, you have people that are watching you right now. They're watching what you do. They're watching what you sell. They want to buy from you. If you don't tell them, if they buy from you, it will change their lives in a certain way, the with them, the what's in it for me, where they can buy it and how much it is, how are they going to do that? People are not psychic. And you know what they're not? They're not detectives. They don't want to go looking for this. People want you to tell them. People want you to tell them how they can buy from you. So, visibility. If you want to double your turnover in the next 8 weeks, you need to double your visibility. If you are appearing on social media once a week, believe me, it's not going to double your turnover in 8 weeks. Once a day is. You have to look at your visibility. Now, if you are frightened of visibility, then unfortunately that's going to have a detrimental effect on your business. So how often are you showing up? And how consistent are you when you are showing up? You are not seen by everybody when you pop up on social media. Believe me, every post you post on there is not seen by everybody in your tribe. Hi Heidi, nice to see you. You're just not seen by everybody. You have got to keep popping up until you think that you are annoying the shit out of everybody. It doesn't matter if you're on there 10 times a day, because still not everybody will see you. Not everybody will see this live. Some might watch it on replay. Some may never watch it at all, and what a waste that will be. So visibility is everything, but you don't need to turn up pushing for sales. So you don't need to turn up with a book on your head saying you can buy this on Amazon. However, you can turn up and talk about the fact that you've written a book and that what a difference that book will make to people and how it will change their lives, the with them. You can say that that makes it priceless, the money language, and you can tell them how much it is and where to buy it. So when I leave this live tonight, you know where to buy my book. And I haven't finished yet because I'm going to use loads more examples on this just to get this through to you. So if you are wanting to double your sales, you have to double your visibility. And fourthly, this is something else that I want to talk, because this is really important, guys. As you increase your visibility, what's going to happen is you are going to get tons, and I mean tons, of new friend requests from people that you don't know from Adam. I'm going to tell you now, just focusing on those, because I know a lot of people post in groups that it really annoys them that they get friend requests. People trying to sell them things. Okay, so here's a clue. Somebody has requested for you to be a friend. There's one or two reasons for that. The first one is they're a network marketer and they want to sell you something. Okay. The second one is that you're a friend of a friend and that your content might look interesting to them. So they've added you for that reason. So if you find that annoying, what you're doing is throwing away the possibility of free lead generation. So once you've really battened down your goals and you've stretched yourself to that place where you're going to really push really hard in the next 8 weeks to change everything, and you have looked at your visibility and made a plan, you're going to get friend requests. So what I would suggest to you guys is that you accept these like a gift and actually work the friend requests as free lead generation. Now, I'm going to tell you what I have done in just the last 5 days. In 5 days, I have had 84 friend requests. So to every single one of those 84 people, I have sent a question. I've said, hi, thanks for connecting with me, and it's great to connect, and how's things? That's what I've said. And Heidi will get this, yeah? First initial, hello, you've entered my space, you've knocked on my door, hi. So if they then come back and say, yeah, great to connect with you, how are you? I then go back and say, I'm great, thank you. So most women connect with me because they want to fill in the blank of what your business does. They want to up-level their success and increase their wealth as a creative woman. Is that you? So I'm basically going to ask them if they've connected with me because they are my ideal client. Now, they're either going to get arsy with me and say, no, I've connected with you to sell something, at which point I delete them. Or they're going to say, wow, didn't know you did that. Can you tell me more? So that engages conversation. Or they're going to say, yes, I connected with you because I like what you're doing and I'm interested in working with you. Ideal client, potentially. So what was an annoyance before? Potentially free leads, ladies. Absolutely free leads. So increasing your visibility will bring to you free lead generation. So you're going to batten down your goals and you're going to make them specific. You're going to know what doubling your turnover in 8 weeks is all about. You're going to know exactly what that means. And if you're struggling with, and this is one of the things I know that you're going to struggle with, ladies, if you're struggling with your money mindset and your ability to accept money from people, which is huge for creative women in particular. I know you, creative women. I know how hard you find it charging for something and asking for money for things. So I did jot down some top tips on that for you as well. But here's something I'm going to tell you. I have a free I should write titles that I can actually say. I like alliteration too much. I have a free mini money mindset course available for you now on Teachable. You can buy it by clicking the link that's attached to this live, which is a Linktree link. And this is a big learning for you, ladies. Linktree. Go and find it. On there, you will find my website. You will find the January event Money Mindset program, the free Money Mindset program, and the January event one is a reduced price. So if you do the free Money Mindset money course and you like it, you can get a link into the reduced price Money Mindset course. That's all on Linktree. You can get my free 8-step blueprint. You can book a discovery call with me, and a discovery call with me will talk to you for about an hour and tell you why I can help you to increase your wealth. Money language. What's in it for me? I can change your life with my 12-month program. How? By taking you step by step through a strategic process that takes you from A to B. Will it increase your wealth? Absolutely. What's in it for me? It's a no-brainer. Book your call on Linktree. Facebook personal page, Facebook business page, Facebook community group, YouTube, Twitter and LinkedIn. You can get me in all those places on that one link. So whenever I'm talking to you about this, you can buy it on that link because the Amazon book link is there as well. You can book a discovery call. You can get my mini money mindset course. You can get the full price money mindset course. You can get everything on one link. So tell people where they can buy your products. Tell them what's in it for them. Tell them where they can buy your products. Don't do it in a salesy way. I'm doing that tonight as an example for you guys, that if you like what I'm saying, you need to know where to go. You need to know where to find me, and you need to know where to buy it. Do people know that about you? Ask yourself that big question. When you show up on social media, and I don't mean do this every time or do it every day, you need a strategic plan. You really do need a strategic plan. And mine is on the wall right in front of me. I know that I will be doing 2 podcasts, 4 Facebook Lives, 1 guest interview, 1 Facebook ad, 28 personal posts, 4 Facebook group posts and 2 email shots this month, because that's my marketing plan. Have you got a marketing plan, guys, that says how much you're going to show up this month? How much you're going to create? So if you did have that, could you double your turnover? People can't buy from you if they can't see you. You are your brand. You are everything to do with all of the things you sell. You need to be showing up. So let me tell you now why you need my Money Mindset program that's available now on a free course linked in to £197 January sale event that's available on the link in here, because there are 7 common money blocks. And that I want you to be able to get over them when making any decisions. But as you get over them, then you don't mind asking for money, because asking for money is good. Why is good? Why is asking for money good? Because it means that you can do what you love while servicing your family, whilst giving back to the community and to society. Taking money for your service and product is excellent. Enjoy that. But what you'll probably find you do is you probably barter. I don't know whether you do or not. Have you ever done a skill exchange? Please don't. Don't do that, because that's telling your head that you are not enough to charge for what you are trying to sell. So that's probably one of my first money blocks. Don't exchange anything for nothing. Charge for what you know, if you're going to work with somebody that's equal to you, you charge them, they charge you as an absolute minimum, but never swap any skills for nothing. Your skills are too valuable for that. Make sure that you are charging for what you do and what you know, and don't be frightened to charge. My signature program is £6,000, by the way, and you can book a discovery call in the link that's attached to this live. Keep telling people how they can get hold of you. Don't bargain with the universe. Don't say, oh, please, universe, if only I could have that dress, I would give up going for my eyebrows done once a month. Don't bargain. You can have both. You deserve to be wealthy, and you can have both. But you won't be wealthy unless you implement some really, really clear goals, and you are really, really visible, and you are telling people where they can buy the book that you wrote that will help their life in the link attached to this live. Obviously, don't do it as much as me, please. Not in this live anyway. I don't normally do this, and most of you know that. This is just for example. Do not give your money power away. This is another block that women have. Don't give your money power away to others. Who manages your money? It needs to be you. Do not give it to your husband or partner. Do not give it away to accountants. You need to know what money you have, how it's coming in, and how you manage it. Do not give that power away. In giving that power away, you are telling yourself that you are not good enough to receive and manage what you deserve. End of story. You are worthy of charging for your product or service, and you are worthy of managing that money. Tell you what else we're really bad at as women, and creative women in general as well. We're all bad as women at being too generous to others. And I'm going to ask you this question. Have you met some of your peers and other women for networking events even, or for a coffee, and then said, no, let me get this, because it helps you, because you struggle to receive somebody else's generosity, even if the other person has said, let me buy this? How many times have you gone, no, let me? That's because it's a money block. That's a money block for you. It's a money block because you can't accept something from somebody else, or accept that you are worthy of somebody paying for a coffee for you. These are money blocks that will help you to move forward with asking. Oh, hi, Christine. I didn't see you there. Is that you, Heidi? Yeah, we've all done that, I'm sure. But it all goes in one big package of being able to accept that you are worthy of the money that's coming towards you. And if you want to double your turnover, ladies, if you want to double your turnover, and I'm sure you do, yeah, you need to be prepared to accept the money that's coming your way from the universe. So if you get specific on your goals and you increase your visibility and you stretch yourself through the ceiling, yeah, copyright Michelle Stonehill on that one, and get really, really visible, and then work your friend requests, really work that free lead generation, money's coming your way. So when it does, don't send mixed messages to the universe. Be really clear on what it is you want to achieve. And let me explain what I mean by that. If you want to earn 6 figures this year, and who doesn't? Yeah, if you want to earn 6 figures this year, do not say, I want to earn 6 figures this year, but I'd be happy with 50,000. How many of you have done that? Because what you're actually doing there is allowing yourself to only accept £50,000. You're telling your brain that you are not worthy of 6 figures, when in actual fact you are. So if your business is taking 5k a month at the minute, you can double that in the next 8 weeks by following some of these steps and unblocking some of these money blocks. Right, here's what else we do as women. This one, and I've had to dig deep for some of these, because do you know what? Do you know where I get all of this from? I get it because actually I've done it. That's why I get it from. I've done it. You are a caregiver. You are a giver. As a woman, that goes with the job, does it not? So when you're being too generous to others and you won't even take a coffee, think about your family as well, because I bet you come at the bottom of the list when it comes to everything, even to the extent of that if there's a cake and there's enough for 4 and there's 5 of you, you'll give 4 pieces away and just eat the crumbs and the leftovers, won't you? Because you want everybody else to be happy because you're a caregiver, rather than seeing yourself as being as worthy as everybody else. And that happens throughout life with women. Yeah, we have guilt and we have martyrdom that goes with the role of being a mum and a woman and a caregiver in general. So do not be too generous with others, whether it's your family or whether it's with others that you're connecting with for a coffee. And stop bargaining with the universe. There's another one for you, bargaining with the universe. And we go back to, again, then saying, I will give up this if I can have this. So I've seen this beautiful house that I want. Here's mine. This beautiful house that I want. That's the house. And I'll give up everything if I can get that house. Absolutely everything. Well, I decided last year that I wanted the house and the car and the business and the studio. I wanted it all of it. Hi, Kerry. I see you've managed to get in. You can watch me on replay. So if you watch me on replay, make your comments as to what you're doing and what you're achieving. Where was I? See, I lose my train of thought when people pop up. One of the final money block that I'm going to talk to you about is overindulging. And you might not do this and you might do this. So it may be that you overindulge in money. So you might be really careful with money, but then you might just give yourself permission to overindulge with it and buy that bag, buy them shoes, buy that dress, because you don't like having spare money in your account, because you don't feel worthy of having spare money, because times were hard in the past and any spare money was needed in order to survive. So this is a block that comes up loads and loads and loads with women when I'm working with them, particularly creative women. And then they don't really know what to do with the spare money other than spend it and get rid of it because it bothers them having spare money. I hope that makes a bit of sense to you. Maybe you can feel that a little bit. And actually, it's because we don't really know how to save. And one of the things that I help with in the Money Mindset course is understanding assets and liabilities, understanding money, and understanding what saving products are out there and what they mean, because it's gobbledygook. to a lot of people. Now, I feel qualified to do that because I used to work in financial services. I don't give advice in the money mindset course. I just point you in the direction. You're guilty of that, Mirren. Yeah, aren't we all? So I point you in that direction of all of the things that you can do with spare money rather than overindulge, because investing in your longer term future is also important. So I want to summarize, and I'm going to turn the camera a bit now. Look, I have here my wonderful lady. Look at this. This is Let Her Rise. You'll all have seen this painting of mine. I'm going to use her as an easel tonight. I'm going to use her as a flip chart. That's terrible. I've got masking tape stuck on her, bless her. So that hopefully you can see that and it's not backwards. I hope it's the right way. I never know how it's going to come out on the phone. My top tips. With them. What's in it for me? Every single person that you interact with that could be a potential client, that could be part of your business, what's in it for them? When you're selling and when you're showing up and when you're being visible, you constantly have to tell them what is in it for them. Guess what? If you buy my book, it will change your thinking and your mindset about how you can get over difficulties. You can buy it on Amazon. The link for this book is in the comments. What's in it for me? Money language. If you buy this book, it's priceless. It will have a priceless impact on your life. If you do my women's creative development mentorship program, it will transform your earning to 6 figures. It's backwards, is it? Right. Okay. Thanks, Kerry, for that. I'll move away from that. And the reason I was doing that, obviously, if it's backwards, it's not as used to you. It's not backwards on the laptop, it's only backwards on the phone. I'll remember that. Note to self. Put that in your notes for next week, Mandy. So, summarize. When you are communicating with people, when you are increasing your visibility, think about, first of all, what you're going to be saying to them. How are you getting your message over? What is it that you want them to buy from you and why? What's in it for them, the with them? And how can they buy it? Really important. Heidi, you could read it okay. Okay, isn't that weird? So I was summarising there. I'm going to go back to it in case you can. I'll use it anyway. So with them and money language. Use money language in every single post. So this is of great value. This item is priceless. This item can change your life and increase your wealth. Still fine though. So using money language in your communications with your potential ideal clients. So tip number 1, with them. 2, money language. 3, specific goals. Crunch the numbers. Be specific here, ladies. If you want your turnover to change from 2,000 to 4,000, what is the 4,000 broken down into? If you sell a product at £100, how many do you need to sell to double your turnover? So if you are selling a product at £100 and you sell 10 of those, you're going to make 1,000. Yeah. So if you want to double it, you've got to sell 20. Do you know how you sell 20? You show up, you're highly motivated and you're high energy and you're pushing yourself. You know your numbers. How many times do I need to show up? How many times in a week? What's my numbers? How many times? Visibility. It's all about numbers. So if you're visible 40 times a week and you want to move your sales from 1,000 to 2,000, and that means selling 20 products instead of 10 products, yeah? If you show up one day 10 times and sell 3 products, you've got your baseline. Yeah, you've got your baseline. Friend requests are leads. They're numbers. Let me tell you what the industry average is. For every 100 leads, you're going to get 1 to 2 sales. That's the industry average. So if you show up 100 times on all of the social media platforms, so if you're showing up 28 times a month on one platform, if you then show up 28 times a month in a group and a business page and a personal page and on LinkedIn and on Twitter and on Instagram and on YouTube, you've just increased your visibility considerably. So what's in it for me? Money language. This book is priceless. It's going to change your life. You can buy it in the link. Where do people buy from you? So many people leave it out. Book your discovery call today in the link attached to this live. Or you can go in the link attached to this live and you can find me on all of my platforms. Look at my website, look at my book page, look at all of my social media sites, and you can buy a book, you can book a call, you can buy a course. One link, Linktree, everything's on there, send people there, use the most productive and the thing that's got the biggest ease and flow to capture your audience. And every single person you capture in that audience, you're going to sell to about 1 to 2%. So if you want to move your sales from 1,000 to 2,000, and that means from 10 products to 20 products, and you are currently selling 10 products a month, and you are showing up 40 times a week, you've got to minimum double your visibility. I hope that makes sense, because it's all about numbers, crunching the numbers. If you don't like maths, you're screwed. That's all I can say. But 1 to 2%. So for every 100 people that come through your inbox in Messenger and say, hi, add me as a friend, maybe 1 or 2 will buy from you. So make sure you have a conversation that engages them and whittles out the ones that are of no use to you. That's all of my tips in this increased double your sales. And you will see, if you follow this strategically, go and review your goals, put some numbers to them. Review your goals, put some numbers to them. And I'm going to take you back through mine, guys. This is my book. I don't have anything fancy. No PowerPoint. I'm a creative. I like pen and I like paper. Everything is written down, but every single thing has a number attached to it. And you might not be able to see that. Every single goal in this book, apart from write the new book, because I've not written it yet, but it does say by August 2020. So watch out for the new book. Plan and write the children's books by December 2020, series of 4. I know exactly what I've got to do there. Create 15 paintings for an exhibition, 5 more in 2020. I know the numbers that I've got to achieve. New coaching products, money mindset at 497. I want to sell 100 of them. That's £50,000 worth of sales. So I've just got to work out the how. Make sure that every single goal you have has a number attached to it. It's got to be that specific. Use your WIFM, what's in it for me. Use your money language. This is such great value. This book is such great value. It's priceless. It's going to change your life. I feel like one of those American car adverts at the minute. But hopefully that's getting the message through for you in the training of how important it is to get excited about your product, to know what it can do for people and how it can change their lives. Even if it's a £2.50 product on Kindle, how can it change my life? I've got a lot to do, Heidi. And actually, the information contained within these pages that you can buy for less than £10 is going to change your life. That is priceless. Money language, what's in it for me, specific goals, your own motivation to make these changes happen, because nobody else is going to motivate you unless you hire a coach, which you can do by booking a discovery call by using the link on this live. Motivation, visibility and leads. Everybody that joins you on your platform and knocks on your door is a potential lead. So treat them like that. It's just a number. You don't know them. You didn't know them before they knocked on your door and added you as a friend. So does it really matter if you offend them? You didn't know them. So if they turn up and you ask a series of questions that identifies they're just a network marketer, it's okay for you to delete them. They're not going to add any value. But have the conversation with them just, you know what? Pre-write your questions, copy and paste them into Messenger as you get every friend request, and keep a log of who you've responded to and how they've responded to you. So that's my double your turnover in 8 weeks. And actually, do you know what? I'm no different to you. You can do this. It's all about motivation. It's all about showing up consistently every single day with the same message of, this is what I can do to have an impact on your life. This is where you can find me, and this is how much it costs, and here's the link to where you can buy it. It's simple, but it's hard, because do you know what? We don't all want to be that visible. We don't all want to sit on a live like this for as long as I've been sitting on this live talking to you guys. It's a struggle, but let me tell you now, if you don't want to do that, you ain't going to double your turnover. Capsule is free and good to log contacts. That's good. Thanks, Heidi. So Heidi's showing some best practice there. Capsule is free and good to log contacts. So that's great. Sharing best practice on here as well of things that can help people. Fantastic. Because do you know what? For me, the slicker you can get at this, and the more productive you can get at this, and the less cumbersome it becomes, the easier it is for you to reach up higher, to be more motivated, and to be more strategic in your approach. I am telling you now, and if Kerry's still here, then stick your hand up, Kerry. If she's not, she will on replay, that every conversation you have with somebody who can make a monetary difference in your life will come up with an idea that changes your thinking. Now, I'm a business coach. That's what I do. I had this conversation with Kerry this week about how she could show up and she could actually turn that into a sale. Because all you've got to do is say, here's my product. Here's how it can change your life. Here's why that is so valuable to you. And here is where you can buy it. So this live was not about plugging my book. This was about getting you to understand the process you need to go through in order to double your turnover in the next 8 weeks. I would love to hear from anybody who took away the next steps and wrote them down and took action on them and changed their turnover. Even if you didn't double it, even if you increased it by a little bit, I would love to hear your stories, because that would make such a difference for me. And I go back to the start of this live where I shared one of the biggest wins for me from last week, which was heartwarming. And it was about asking women for testimonials and how quickly I was able to do that like that, because that's what I do. I help women. I help women through my signature program, the Creative Development Mentorship Program, and I turn creative businesses from nothing and from not earning what you are worthy of in your area of genius into six-figure businesses, because I know how to do that. That's what I've done. And if you're interested in that, you can book a discovery call by clicking on the link in the comments or in the section on here. And if it's come up, if it's not come up, I'm going to check it on my laptop, because this is the first time I've done it on my phone. So I hope that the link is visible to people. I won't know until I check it on my laptop. So thank you for being here this evening. Remember, you can find me on all my hangouts by clicking that Linktree link. Everywhere. Join me. Become, find me, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, add me, and watch out for the content that comes your way. Thank you all for listening, and have a wonderful evening. I am very warm now. It's very warm in this room. Hope you have a fantastic evening. I'll see you next Tuesday, same time, with some more valuable information. Bye for now.